All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Mr. Liberty Ikechukwu Nwani. And today, I want to talk about something very important. And this thing I want to talk about concerns our lives, both our physical and spiritual life. And it concerns our everyday activities. So, there is something that is dealing with humanity today. And it's dealing with a whole lot of people. And it is making a lot of people go through everyday pain. Some go through everyday agony. Some go through everyday downfall. A lot is happening to people. Some people every day they cry for something they do not know about. Some people every day they are being accused of something they do not know about. Friends betraying friends. Friends turning enemies. People whom you help turning enemy. People whom you give loan or help returning it back with evil. Rising and fallings. Backbiting. A whole lot of things. Some people today are in the police station for something they do not know anything about. Some people are in prison for what they did not, for a crime they did not commit, or something they do not even know anything about. Some people's business has crumbled today because they do not know what is happening. Not because they did not invest properly, nor because they spent carelessly. Some people, when they start business, the business will do well within the space of 1 week, 2 weeks to 1 month. Before you know it, it will be like a plane that ascended to descend. Somebody who just opened business and is making turn up every week turn up, every week turn up. Before you know it, he is now finding it difficult to turn up within 2 weeks, from 2 weeks to 3 weeks, from 3 weeks to 1 month. And sometimes, after 1 month, the business or the goods he bought will start expiring in the shop. And the person will be thinking maybe he has been bewitched, or maybe the next neighbor is after him. Maybe somebody has buried something, or maybe somebody has come against his business. Maybe somebody has sent something to chase away customer, or maybe somebody has come to take a sand from where you are doing business and use it against you in order to divert your customers. Look, what I am about to talk about is not your usual hearings, something you always hear every time. I know when they talk about spirituality, people think sometimes it's caused by spiritual wife, spiritual husband, or ancestral background, or ancestral spirit, or whatever. Or maybe somebody took your name somewhere and tied you down and then make things unable to prosper for you. No. What I am about to mention is something you hardly hear it from any native doctor or any spiritualist or any pastor or any prophet. They hardly make mention of what I am about to mention today. And this thing I am about to mention is responsible for everything I have told you, for all the miseries I have told you. Sometimes people get set back based on the kind of women they entangled with, or the kind of friends they mingle with. Well, that one is a different case. But today, there is what Igbo people call isi setonte, the head that carries the ear. and that thing is known as uke in Igbo language. Translate to uke to English. Some people call it negativity. But uke is an agent. Uke is an institution. Today I am going to start teaching about uke. Although I will not have time, I already know I will not be able to explain everything about uke or to even give solution about uke today. But I am going to start the teaching process by process, one after the other, until in the end I will be able to conclude it and then tell you what to do and how to know that you have been trapped by uke. First of all, today I am going to explain how or what uke is and how it affects you. Now, uke is a spiritual vigilante agency that oversees your everyday activities. They have been enshrined and licensed by the spirits or the deities that govern every land. Every community in this present day has village vigilantes and also police stations. And the reason for installing village vigilante or community vigilante is for the sake of criminality. The reason for installing police station is so that when criminals are being caught by the vigilantes, they will hand them over to the police, and then the police will imprison that person for cautioning and correction. But mind you, when you are being arrested by police and you are being imprisoned, you cannot come out freely without a bailout. Or if, as according to the law of the government of the day, that now bailout is free, but you cannot just get up one morning out of police custody and tell them you want to go because bailout is free and you have your freedom to go. It is a lie. Somebody must intercede for you. Somebody must come for your sake and make some statement, even sign a guarantee for you to tell the police and to assure the police that he or she will keep an eye on you and caution you and make sure you does not disturb the society again. That is the work of the police in our present day or in our physical life. Then in the spirit, there is also a police and a vigilante group. That is why the Igbo says, Onye chiane egburo, onwere ihe mmadụ ga-emenwu ya. Mean whose God has not killed, there is nothing anybody can do to him. Now, uke was installed to apprehend every criminal activity in any society, and that criminal activity can only be perpetrated by human being, and it is only human being that can be arrested. Now, mind you, some people are suffering for what they do not know about in the real life. They will be accused and sometimes get arrested, but after a while, they will be released and then compensated when the truth has been revealed about the person. The same way as it is in the physical, so it is in the spiritual. Now, but people normally say that the spirit controls the physical. But today I am going to let you know that the spirit, the physical, controls the spirit. In fact, the spirit world works for the favor of the physical. Everything the spirit world does today is in the favor of the physical. What keeps the spiritual world relevant is the physical world. It is the desire of a man living on this earth that the spiritual world is functioning. The spiritual world is functioning for the sake of this physical world. Now, let me tell you something. Before police will arrest you in this physical world, somebody must have made a statement against you. Or the police must have found or heard something about. In fact, before police will hear something about you, somebody made a statement about you. Then, police must have found something about you that attracted them to monitor, track, or arrest you. You must have been accused, and that accusation may be wrongly accusation. But once police hear that something like this is going on, the work of police is to apprehend that person for questioning, and that person will be arrested as a suspect. But if after every investigation it appears that the person is innocent of that allegation or accusation, the police has no option than to free the person. That same way it was why some of you will say that the spirit oversees and they are omniscience and omnipresent. They sees everything that goes on, so they cannot wrongly accuse somebody. Now let me tell you something today. The work of Uke is not the work of the Arose or the work of the gods. The gods are different from Uke. Uke are just an agent set up to work in the front of the gods. Now, Uke can arrest somebody under accusation. And why they brought that person is for questioning. Now, in the spirit world, if you are being accused, Uke will arrest you. Whether you do it or you don't do it. And when Uke arrests you, it is now your God. It is now your personal God, your Chi, that will make movement to intercede on your behalf. Why is my image being arrested? Why is my child being arrested? What is the reason for his arrest? I demand an answer, and then they will give him an explanation, because you are still a suspect. They have had nothing against you, but you are being accused. And then your Chi will work very hard, if you are in good terms with your Chi, to make sure he cleared every doubt and then set you free. But if you are not close to your Chi, something must go very wrong. When they arrest you under accusation, they will keep you waiting for somebody to come and speak on your behalf. And until then, things will keep going wrong for you in the physical world. Now, what attracts this in the physical world? Before something happened in the spiritual world, there is something that triggered it in the physical world. That is why I told you that the physical control the spiritual, because the spiritual work in the favor of the physical. For example, you did not do anything you can lay your hand on, but there is something you do not know. The tongue is very powerful. For you to have not done anything you know, and then you are being wrongly accused, but there is something you do not know, on how you live your life and interact with people every day, is risky. The life we live is risky. The eye you look upon your fellow human is also risky, because when even the word you speak is also risky. Why? Because who said something? The word you said and what you mean by the word, the meaning of a word is different from its understanding. What you have in mind is saying something may be different from what the hearer will understand. You may say something in a different context, and the hearer will understand it in a different context. Now you know. Do you know that in this real world now, somebody can arrest you for utterances and then call it defamation? Write a lot of statements against you, you will be arrested. And that day you are arrested, if something is not done immediately to free you from the police custody, do you know you are going to be detained? And as you are detained, if you are detained from, let's say they arrest you by 7 a.m. while you are still preparing to go for your daily activity, and nothing is done until evening, by 6 p.m., 7 p.m., then we have no other option than throwing you from the counter to the cell. And your everyday activities that day would have been closed. You did not work, you did not earn. You did not walk freely. Did you see it? Now that is what happens to you when somebody accused you or cursed you physically, and then you are being arrested by UK spiritually. When UK arrests you, UK has their custody, but it is a temporary custody. If your case gets too high or UK arrests you on their own, if UK did not arrest you out of accusation, UK holds something against you, that you did something very wrong and somebody placed a curse on you in the physical world. Something you did is very, very wrong. For example, you offend somebody, or you offend a community, or somebody that is not supposed to lay a curse on you, laid a curse on you. For example, your father laid a curse on you, or you did something and your mother lay a curse on you, or your community leader lay a curse on you, or your community king, your village king lay a curse on you, or your entire community gathered and lay a curse on you. Now, before this kind of people must have laid a curse on you, you must have done something that any ear that hear it will itch. Any mouth that anybody that sees what you did must speak to Fiawa and condemn your action. Do you now see that you have an evident case? Ukena has an evident case against you. So they arrest you. And when they arrest you, they will not keep you too long than taking you to Abu. Abu is like the main police department where they will determine how long you are going to stay and the kind of punishment you are going to be facing. Secondly, Uke can be hired against you to put you into trouble. For people who think that tradition is all about good, it's all about good, it's all about good, everything about tradition, like some online teachers, some online native doctors. What I am teaching you is what has been bestowed on me by spirit. And remember, teachings, people teach based on their understandings. When they study something, they will understand something, and understandings are different. And when somebody is teaching you something, that person is teaching you out of his own understanding. But the truth is that there is no perfect existence in this world. There is no good without bad. Because out of bad, we know what is good. And there is no crime in a land where there is no law. Do you hear this? So now, for the sake of this, Uke was not installed to bless people. Uke was never installed to make you happy. Uke was never installed to open way for you. Uke was never installed to, in fact, do you any good. The major work of Uke is to make someone suffer. Uke is like the punisher. Uke, they don't know whether you are doing good or you are doing bad, as long as your name is mentioned on Uke's table. Uke will come for you. Now, what are the things Uke will do? How you will know that you are being visited by Uke? First of all, before I will go into that, let me advise you. Do not joke with this video. And do not joke with this name that I'm mentioning, Uke. Like I said in the beginning, it is very difficult. In fact, you have never heard or seen any native doctor whom you go to Alpha or any spiritualist whom you go for consultation who will tell you that you are being arrested by UK. They hardly made mention of anything pertaining to UK. Do you know why? Because their work, they do not camouflage. UK does not pronounce their activity. Once they arrest you, they will do a whole lot of things in a disguise. In fact, nobody suspects them. Because most times, they do not keep victims. They push victims with evidence to argue. Now, I have mentioned Argo twice in this video now. A time will come when I will teach something about Argo and their own function. But before then, I will let you know that Argo is not entirely for bad or evil or for punishment. Argo has two side function. And there are two types of Argo. There is Agwofia and there is Agwono. Now, for you to know the one Uke will take you to, it is not Agwono, but Agwofia. And Agwofia is like the SWAT, this police force, the department they call SWAT, formerly like SAS. If somebody is being held by Agwo, what would have taken, for example, fowl to be settled, we have to take something like goat to be settled. And something that would have been settled within just a day, it will take some weeks to be settled. The case in Agwo's shrine, the case in Agwo's custody cannot be settled once. It must be visited time to time. So for those of you whom we have heard that you are being held by the spirit of Agwo, so bring this one, bring that one, bring this one, bring that one. Let's do some sacrifice, and you are free. It's a lie. It is a lie. Remember, when Agwo arrests you, when you are under the custody of Agwo, you are like someone who is physically arrested in the police station. Now, police cannot easily release you without the consent of the complainant. Even though they have made every investigation and seen that you are not guilty of the accusation, then they will now call your complainant to say, this man, we found nothing against him. Please come and sign the release warrant. And then the person will come. If the person doesn't come immediately, they will have to keep you till the person comes. But unless there are authorities that come to say, release this person immediately, with or without the consent of the complainant, then before you be released. I'm sure most of you are familiar with what I am explaining. That is how it is between Agwo and Uke. If Uke arrests you, and you are not being, and you did not, your parents or your guardians did not settle them that moment and take you until it gets to a time where they have to transfer you to Agwo, then your case will no longer remain with Uke. But it is now between Uke and Agwo. Now, before you will be free, completely free, they have to settle Uke. Because some people has done a lot of sacrifice trying to settle the spirit of Agwo. Do this one, do that one. But then mostly, many people do not even consider Agwo. When you go to some native doctors and tell them that things are not moving well with you, they always, in fact, the kind of entity they always accuse is spiritual husband and spiritual wife. But is your spiritual husband and your spiritual wife supposed to be harmful to you? The answer is no. I, Ikechukwu, will tell you for sure, spiritual husband and spiritual wife were not programmed to be against you. They can be jealous sometimes. They can be jealous, but not against you. It is against your physical lover. If they ever want to do bad, they will not fight you. You should prosper. Someone who loves you, someone who gets married to you, will do everything good. Number one, if you have spiritual wife or spiritual husband, you will hardly be harmed. All right. In another video, I will have to explain much about spiritual husband and spiritual wife. Today, let's focus on Uke. So, why I'm talking about this is because many native doctors or many prophets and many spiritualists that do not see Uke. But some of these things, some of these things I've mentioned are the things that Uke will do to you. Okay, now let me break it down. What Uke will do to you. You know, I told you before, I want to give you an advice. If you want to embark on any journey, like for instance, you want to leave your village to the city to go and hustle, there is the first sacrifice or first prayer you will make or first cleansing you will make. The most important one is to cleanse yourself against the spirit of Uke. Make appeasement, make sacrifice. In fact, ask question between your relationship and your spiritual God and your guidance. How is your spiritual way? I hope they are clean. Fortify yourself against Uke. Anything that will ever warrant Uke to visit you. First of all, when you go to that your spiritualist or prophet, tell them particularly you are more interested in that part of Uke. Please do anything that I will never encounter Uke in my life or in my journey. Whether in your academical journey or in your ministrational journey. Whether you are going abroad, whether you are going into a business, whether you are going into ministry, or you're on education, or in anything, or you are entering any force, anywhere you want to venture into, first sacrifice you should do is against Uke and Ago. Uke and Ago are the two symbolic force that can deal with you and render your effort and your dream useless. When you have succeededly fortified yourself and cleanse yourself from these two entities, then you are free to go. If you are doing Awele, you are doing Ibobo, or you are doing anything, it will go well with you. You will be free. Do you hear this advice now? Even if something is going wrong with you today as you are watching this video, go to your spiritualist. Tell your spiritualist, please, I want to know my relationship, particularly between Uke or Ago. Which one is disturbing me? Unless these entities are being mentioned, they will hardly appear in Alpha. Uke also will hardly appear because why? They do not keep you custody. They are not holding you, but they are the one who arrested you. Do you see it? But they are the one that arrested you. So they will hardly appear because they are no longer the one holding you. And most native doctors, why they will fail to see that Ago is disturbing you or is holding you captive is because most of them are not being called by the gods of our ancestors. They were not being called. Most of them got up simply because they were able to administer some herbs to a sick person, and then the sick person got well. They now claim they were called, and then they go to a native doctor and learn how to do medicine. Prepare this one. From there, they start wearing cowries on their head and start wearing chain on their leg, and then doing dada or dread and calling themselves Ezenwanya and Ezenwoke. Look, because you ministered a herb to a sick person and the person become well, does not make you a spiritualist. Doesn't make you a spiritualist. And again, you should know before going to visit people or before you start calling yourself a native doctor that there is a difference between a native doctor and a spiritualist. People are mixing this thing together. But in this video, or right now, I'm telling you that a spiritualist is quite different from a native doctor. Native doctor, let me explain. A native doctor is a person from a land, a native of a land, whom is a doctor. And he is using the things natively, like the items he's using to administer to sick patients are things of a native land, like things he get from the land, herbs, roots, and all the rest. Even he can manufacture them into tablets like Gogo Cleanser, like Dr. Igwedo or Dr. Agnes Nwamma. Those are native doctors because they are from the land and they are using things of the land. Their work of a native doctor is to treat sick people. But due to the mixing up of something, now spiritualist has become known as native doctor because they do similarly the same work. Why this one is called in this area and then he will go and join from this area because the person who taught him work is doing this, and because he's doing this, then you join all of them and learn together. And that is why they will hardly detect exact problem of somebody. Now, spiritualists most times do not live in a mansion like you see people today. Most of the native doctors are living in mansions. Spiritualists are hard to be found. Sometimes they live in the forest. Spiritualists, look, okay, let me not dive further. This video is not for today. Why I'm mentioning this is for where you can be able to know or see someone who can tell you something about Uke and Agbo. If you meet a native doctor, all these native doctors, they will tell you are being disturbed by spiritual husband or water people. Buy Fanta, buy Coke, buy this one and that. Let's go to the water. Let's do it, boom, miri. When you, somebody, these people are funny. Somebody is not prospering in the business, somebody who is sick, somebody who can't find a husband, the water people, somebody who can't find a wife, spiritual husband, somebody who, anything you mention, they cannot do without involving water people, spiritual husband. It is because that was exactly what they were taught during their apprenticeship. Ekere oru eke. Ekere oru eke. Okay, what I go? Ekere oru eke. Callings are different. Callings are different. One may be called to heal. One may be called for work. In the military, let's say in the government of the day today, when you come to the force, there are people whose work are to manufacture weapons for warfare. There are also people whose work are to train people for warfare. And then there are people whose work are to treat or administer medicine for sick or injured soldiers. And also, there are police, and there are army, and then there are navy. Even there are air force. There are all these kind of things you are seeing under the government of the day. The same way they are in the spirit. And you cannot take a case that belongs to the police, to the army, or take a case that belongs to the army, to the navy, or something that belongs to the navy, to the air force. Neither can one person stand to represent police, army, navy, air force. It's not done. But in today's spiritual part, the one person bears everything. And that is why people are perishing every day. All right, let's go back to Uke. I believe you have had and learned a lot, and then there are still a lot kept on suspense, which I am sure you are expecting further explanation. Alright, how then do you know that you are being visited by Uke? I am going to tell you things you will start to notice in your life, and then you will know that you have been arrested by Uke. Number one, pay attention. If you start noticing that when you give help to people, and instead of the people to return your good deed to you, they'll turn it back against you for evil, you have been called upon the table of Uke. And Agwo is interested in you. Mind you, let me say this again. When somebody mentions Agwo in your life, does not mean that you are being called to serve Agwo. Not every time they mention that Agwo Malage. As some natives, like I am still saying, you know, why this video is going like this is because a lot of things that are happening is making me go crazy. When I remember something, like if I don't speak it out now, it will be as if I am omitting it. Most of the native doctors, when they do Afa and see you see Agwo, they will think you are being called to serve. Most of you that Agwo are being mentioned in your Afa doesn't mean you were called to serve. Some you are under arrest, you are under the cage of Agwo. And particularly, which type of Agwo is it? Sorry, let's continue. Now again, if you are always being accused of something you do not know anything about, you have to always struggle, spend, and fight to redeem yourself from something you doesn't know about, but you are being accused. You are always a suspect when you are trying to live a righteous life. You are there. You are there. You are there. Okay. Do you know that some people are not naturally thief? Some people are not naturally thief. But when they pass, something will miss. Have you seen yourself in such situation? You know, quite all right. Quite all right. I didn't touch this thing. I had no intention of touching this thing. In fact, you may not even see that thing at all. You may not even be aware that that thing exists there. But that thing gets missing. And every search, thorough search will be made, and that thing will be found on you. You'll be wondering, how did this happen? Probably somebody must have somehow managed to put it into your body or in your purse to impersonate you. And nobody sees that person. However, that thing got upon you, it is to bring shame on you. Yes, you are there. You are there. Okay, is it you? Congratulations. You are there. Let's say you mostly cause damages. This is number 3. You mostly cause damages every time, everywhere. When maybe somebody may be able to get something new and everybody is happy, celebrating. People will be touching it. This is fine. This is fine. This thing is very beautiful. Just for you to say, let me take a look, and that thing will fall from your hand and break. Even if it doesn't fall from your hand, the moment you want to pass near that thing, either your clothes will drag it and fall it and spoil it. Your joy and the joy of everyone will now turn sour immediately. You are there. You have been arrested. You have been arrested. Oh yes, you have been arrested. Imagine you go to a supermarket. You just try to take one bottle of wine to see the price or to admire it. And as you bring it out or try to bring it out, you may not know somehow mistakenly it will drag one most expensive one. You saw it and saw the price. You will try to avoid it. You are looking for the cheaper one, and then that bigger one will fall. Go high, and you don't have the funds. Okay, we make you be causing damages you cannot pay. Every time somebody has to be running to rescue you from danger. Every time people will be spending, and to the point they start avoiding your calls. Because they know that anytime you are calling them, is either you are in trouble or you want to beg them for money. That is what Uke is capable of doing. That is what Uke is capable of doing. Now, this whole thing is to keep on getting you into trouble so that they will gather much evidence against you before Agu. And when these things are happening, you keep on spending. And to the point, even when you are among your mates, everybody will be saying their mind. They will be making sense. But once you open your mouth and say something, it will be rubbish. It will be rubbish. You will not become an object of ridicule. Okay. Okay is there. I know that all these things I'm mentioning, somebody, maybe you, it's like I'm choking you somewhere. Some people are in prison today because of something they do not know anything about. They were wrongly accused, arrested, and taken to court, judged. Do you know that if Uke want to deal with you, they will make you forget that you are clean. They will make you forget that you are innocent. In fact, they will make you forget your stand. They will make you accept some stupid offer that will be used against you in the court of law. Some people may have case today with someone. Everybody know that they are innocent. But when testimonies start coming, investigations start being made, a lawyer may walk up to you or the person and say, I want you to testify that this thing is like this. I want to help you. When we get to the court, these are the things you will say. If they ask you this, did this thing happen like this? Say no, it didn't happen like this. It happened like this. Mind you, what the court wants to hear is something from you. It will get to a point when everything you will be saying or shouting will no longer matter. But what others are saying against you, until you mistakenly pledge guilty, and it is over. Do you know Uke will make you sometimes use your own mouth to testify against yourself? Uke is very bad. Uke is a very bad spirit. Uke is a very bad spirit. Uke is a very bad spirit. Very terrible. So, for you to be free today, when going to Alpha, if you have watched this video and you want to see or end or get a solution to your problem now, when you get to Alpha, find a spiritualist that will help you. Tell them you want to know your relationship between Uke and Agu. Don't always go to tell your native doctors, please do Awele for me. My business are not selling. things are not going well. I've been this, and these are what I have been experiencing in my life. Please, I want you to prepare this one and do something for me. I just want, not just want to. It is not possible for you to just want to. You are just want to endanger yourself the more. You are just want to endanger yourself the more. Look for what is wrong with you and then find a way to settle it properly. In the next video, I am going to explain to you the two personalities or two entities that will work better in your emancipation from the dungeon of Agu or Uke. Thank you for today. I still remain your royal boy, Mr. Liberty Ikechukwu Mwana. See you in my next video. We will learn a lot.